Every Saturday, there's fun to be had in Mr. Jacobs' garage. Sometimes there are new comic books. Sometimes it's a new gadget. And, like today, sometimes it's a new game to try out. Let's join Artie and Everett as they learn how to play.
Alright, the instructions say we're in the right place.
This looks like an abandoned gold mine.
It makes sense. The game is called Minecart Madness, Artie.
Point taken. So, what's next?
Well, it says here that each player climbs into their own minecart.
Like those?
Ah, yeah. And we each get a spinner.
A spinner?
You know, a piece of cardboard with an arrow that you spin.
I know what a spinner is, Everett. I just don't know what it's for.
Spin your spinner and read the space it lands on.
Okay. Move your cart along with every other player's directly to Wildwood Junction.
Well, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but how do we move our carts?
Maybe if you rock back and forth.
I'm trying. It's just stuck. I think these carts are too rusty. Is there anything in the book about rusty carts?
No. Let me check the back of the booklet.
Well, I had my doubts about this game when Mr. Jacobs brought it out, but I guess we had to give it a try. Whoa, I'm moving. Whoa, I'm moving.
What did you do?
Nothing. I just kicked this lever thingy. Uh-oh. Whoa!
Whoa, awesome. Wait for me!
Hi guys, what's going on?
Hey, Laura. Artie and I are learning a new board game that Mr. Jacobs just got. Want to join us?
No thanks, Everett. I have a question for Mr. Jacobs.
It's your turn, Everett.
Oh, okay. Let me see. How many gold nuggets do you have?
Hi, Mr. Jacobs. Can I talk with you?
Sure, Laura. Pull up a chair.
Thanks. What are you reading?
Oh, it's one of my favorite books. Every time I pick it up, I can't seem to put it down.
Is it sticky or something?
Kind of. It's really interesting, and that makes it hard to stop reading.
So, it's kind of like the TV shows my mom watches.
I can see the similarities. So, did you want to talk about anything in particular, or is this just a social call?
Oh yeah, I had a Bible question.
My favorite kind.
Uh-huh. Anyway, I was reading my Bible. You know, like you do.
With you so far.
And I saw a verse that, confused me. It was in
Thessalonians?
Yeah, that one. Anyway, it says to rejoice always, which sounds pretty fun. But then it says to pray without ceasing. I asked my mom what that meant, and she says it means to pray without stopping.
She's right.
But that sounds so hard. How are you supposed to pray all the time? I mean, we aren't praying right now. Are we doing something wrong? Shouldn't I be praying instead of talking to you? If we're supposed to pray without stopping, then when are we supposed to sleep? When are we supposed to eat?
I see what you mean, but perhaps I can explain.
Oh, good.
This verse isn't talking about praying constantly, but consistently.
Okay.
How do I put this? Take food, for instance. God made us, so we need food to live. We need to eat food to grow strong and give our bodies energy. And if we stop eating, we won't be healthy at all.
Okay, I think I understand.
But just because we shouldn't stop eating doesn't mean we need to eat all the time. That's not healthy either.
Oh, I get it. I think.
I have a drama recording that might have something to do with what we've been talking about. Want me to go find it?
That sounds fun. Sure.
I'll be right back then. And now, from the garage of Lionel Jacobs comes the boy howdy drama, The Cowgirl and the Lawyer, an adapted biblical parable about prayer. Once there was a cowgirl named Stacy who could rope steer with the best of them.
My pa taught me all about handling beef critters.
She was often hired by other cowfolk to help get cattle across the plains to the stockyards, and many cowhands admired her skill. One day, Stacy was hired by a man named Sleazy Sam.
I always pay my cowboys really well.
Sounds good to me.
She worked hard for him, and after several months of herding cows, she went to Sleazy Sam for her pay.
Pay? I said I only pay my cowboys well.
Now, Stacy could have beat up Sam real good, but she didn't. Because though she was a cowgirl, she was also a lady.
I'll just take him to court. Then I'll get my pay.
And so she went to the nearest lawyer's office and demanded help.
You got money to pay me? No, that's my problem. You see... Sorry, I can't help you. My services don't come free. Not to a smelly cowgirl, anyway.
And the lawyer thought that was the last he would see of the cowgirl. But the next day...
Help me get my money from that sleazy man. No.
And the next day...
Help me get my money from that sleazy man. No.
And the next day...
Help me get my money from that sleazy man. No.
And the next day... And on until the lawyer thought to himself...
This cowgirl is really getting on my nerves. I don't care if she gets her money or not, but this is really getting old.
And so he took her case and got her the money that she was owed.
Thanks, Mr. Lar. Now, how much do I owe you? Just don't come back and bug me. Ever.
The moral of this tale is never stop asking God for help. He wants you to ask him for things. And if a selfish lawyer will help someone if they ask enough, how much more will God help you? Are you guys done with that board game already?
Yeah, it's pretty fun, but after an hour of exploring abandoned mine shafts, it gets kind of old.
What are you and Laura doing over here, Mr. Jacobs?
We're talking about prayer. Any thoughts on the subject, Everett?
Me? I don't know much about prayer. All I know is I pray every time I take a test in school.
Well, you're not alone. Praying before a test of any kind is a good thing to do. But the Bible tells us there are many other times when it's good to pray.
Yeah, doesn't the Bible say something about praying all the time?
You're a little late, Artie.
Late?
Laura and I were talking about that earlier. Praying is important, and there are different types of prayers.
There are? I thought people just pray when they need God to do something.
That's a pretty popular one, Everett. But there are also prayers of praise. It's when we tell God how thankful we are for all of the good things He has done and how much we love Him.
Huh, I never thought of that as praying. I guess it is, though.
Another type of prayer is when we ask God to bless something or someone.
Like our dinner.
Other times, we pray to ask God questions, or to admit when we've done something wrong, or maybe even just to talk as a friend.
Wow, I had no idea there were so many things to pray about. I guess we won't run out of things to talk to God about.
Does God ever get tired of us talking with him?
Not at all. He loves listening to us. He wants to be included in every part of our lives, and when we pray, He listens very carefully. In Jeremiah 33:3, it says He wants us to ask Him things so He can show us the amazing answers He has in store.
Huh, like what?
Why don't you ask Him sometime?
Good point.
Well, thank you for answering my Bible question, Mr. Jacobs. I've got to go now.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, all right. Well, have a great weekend.
Do you want me to turn off the radio for you, Mr. Jacobs?
That'd be great, Artie. Thanks.
No problem.